Hello, here we're going to solve absolute value of 2x minus 7 equals to absolute value of x plus 3. We are going to use the property that you can rewrite absolute value of k equals to m with k equals to m or k equals to negative m. The only thing that is new is that m is also inside of the absolute value sign. So we are going to be separating these absolute value equations within OR statement. And we get the first one is easy. The first one is positive. So we get 2x minus 7 equals to x plus 3. So the only thing that changed is that we replaced absolute value signs with the parentheses. The second version, we also use parentheses. We have parentheses 2x minus 7 equals to parentheses x plus 3. And the most important thing is to set the second parenthesis x minus 3, make it negative. So we get 2x minus 7 is equal to negative of x plus 3. And now we can just solve each of them like before. So the first equation is 2x minus 7 is equal to x plus 3. Let's bring x to the same side. So we have minus x on both sides. This gives us 2x minus x, 1x minus 7 equals to, this adds up to 0. So we have plus 3. We have x minus 7 equals to 3, so to solve for x, let's add 7 on both sides. And we get x, this adds up to 0, is equal to 3 plus 7 is 10. Now let's solve the second equation. So we have 2x minus 7 is equal to, let's distribute this negative 1 into this parenthesis. And we get negative 1 times x, we get negative x. Negative 1 times positive 3 gives us negative 3. So let's get x variables to the same side. We have negative x on the right, so let's add x to both sides. And we get 2x plus x. We have 3x minus 7 equals to, this adds up to 0, minus 3. 3x minus 7, to solve for x, let's add 7 to both sides. And we get 3x, this adds up to 0, is equal to negative 3 plus 7. Different signs, we look for difference. We have more positives, so difference will be positive 4. We have 3x equals to 4. The inverse of multiplying by 3 is to divide by 3. So let's do the same thing on both sides. 3 and 3 will cancel into 1. And we get x is equal to 4 out of 3. Now we have to check our solutions. So let's check x equals to 10 by plugging it into absolute value of 2 times x minus 7 equals to absolute value of x plus 3. And we plug in 10 instead of x. This gives us absolute value of 2 times 10 is 20 minus 7 equals to absolute value of 10 plus 3 is 13. So we get absolute value of 20 minus 7 is 13 is equal to absolute value of 13 is 13. So 13 is equal to 13. So x equals to 10 is our solution. Let's plug in x equals to 4 out of 3 into absolute value of 2 times x minus 7 equals to absolute value of x plus 3. And instead of x, we plug in 4 out of 3. So we get absolute value of 2 times 4 out of 3. 2 is out of 1, so we have 2 times 4, which is 8 out of 3. Minus 7, close the absolute value, equals to absolute value of 4 out of 3 plus 3. So we have absolute value of 8 out of 3 minus 7. We need to combine these two fractions. 7 is out of 1. Common denominator is 3, so 1 times 3, numerator 7 times 3. this is equal to absolute value of 4 out of 3 plus 3. We need to combine these two numbers as well. 3 is out of 1. Common denominator is also 3, so 1 times 3, numerator times 3. And we get absolute value. Common denominator is 3. In numerator we have 8 minus 3 times 7 is 21. Close the absolute value, equals to absolute value. Common denominator is 3. We have 4 plus 3 times 3 is 9. And we get absolute value of 8 minus 21 gives us negative 13 out of 3, equals to absolute value 4 plus 9 is 13 out of 3. Absolute value of negative 13 out of 3 gives us positive 13 out of 3, equals to absolute value of 13 out of 3 is also 13 out of 3. So this is a true statement. So x equals to 4 out of 3 is also our solution. That's all.